page 3 of the Bryan affidavit. Hung over myself that morning, and so it was impossible for me to tell whether or not she had been drinking recently. We left the hospital and were taken to the police department so that Rita could give them her statement of what had happened. After that was over, the police drove us home. At the hospital, Rita briefly told me what had happened. She told me that she had left the house and walked to the convenience store to buy cigarettes. As she approached the store, she saw the guy that was in the yellow Nova standing beside his car in the store parking lot. This was the same guy in car that had harassed her earlier in the day. Rita said he was at the store waiting for me. It's as if he was psychic and knew that I'd be there. He knew how I was. She said he then forced her into the car and raped her. She described him to be bigger than me. That was all that she told me of the incident. In the following days, Rita, Detective Tommy Cosper, whom coincidentally is my cousin by marriage, and Detective C.D. Lee Wright began to work on taping phone calls of someone, and they also wired Rita with a microphone. I was deliberately left out of all of this and felt as if the police did not want me to know any details of what was being done. This was all fine with me, as I really did not believe that Rita had been raped, and I was happy to be left out of it all. There were a lot of little discrepancies in Rita's story as she would tell it over time, and I began to believe that it was not true, and so did my mother. We talked of it, and I guess compared what had been said to each of us individually by Rita. When things did not come close to matching, I began to disbelieve what Rita had told me. I don't know explicitly what discrepancy was uncovered that led to my disbelief, yet I know that it occurred. Less than a week before this occurred, I became suspicious of Rita and followed her when she was going to the grocery store. As I went around the block, I observed Rita get into a large, older brown car with an older man driving. Rita was gone for 2 to 3 hours. I observed her come back in the same car, and the man led her out around the corner from our house. She had been to the store at some point as she had groceries in her hands. I confronted her about the man driving her home, but did not say that I had seen him pick her up. She told me that she had just bummed a ride home from the grocery store. I never did confront her with the truth of what I had seen. I never told her I not only saw him take her home, but also pick her up. At an earlier time, Rita had told me that she had been assaulted in the past by an ex-boyfriend or possibly an ex-spouse. I guess I did not pay much attention because discrepancies in her story made it unbelievable, and I tuned her out.